What is up, hooligans? And happy freedom. Welcome to another episode of Coffee with Hooligans, where we try to make the news suck a little less. I appreciate all of you guys being here. If you're over on Rumble, please hit that thumbs up button. More likes equals more hooligans. I'm going to read through the schedule really quick, and then we will be checking on all the chats. So let me know how you guys are doing today. Then, of course, we will be getting things started. We'll be starting off with a video titled Some Concerning Signals with Bird Flu. Oh, they're just selling fear out here. I figure we get the propaganda out of the way up front. Like I said, they're selling fear. Then we got a video titled Trump Administration Plans to Bring Back Family Detention Policy. Been talking about how they are kind of saying that they don't want to separate families and stuff. So if mom and dad came into the country illegally, the whole family's getting kicked out, even if the kids were born here. Well, apparently they're going to actually give them the choice. You can either leave the kids behind or all of you can go together. Then we got a video titled Florida bans children under 14 from social media. I think this is a good idea. We talk about this every once in a while. You guys know I think you should have to be 18 to be on social media, but either way, Florida's moving in the right direction. Then we got a video titled Ramaswamy Slammed for Post on American Culture. That's a great title, but it's soft and stupid people giving the news. And so really they're just offended that Ram That Salami posted on X and was saying that, you know, we've gotten soft. The libs didn't like that because they're the softest of all of us. Then we got another interesting video titled, where does it begin? Musk versus MAGA on H-1B visas. Now, apparently these visas have to do with like getting an education or being in the workforce or something like that. It has something to do with bringing on people from outside the country. And what's so weird about this video is they're not very clear about what exactly is going on. Apparently, Laura Loomer, Elon Musk, and a bunch of other people started arguing about these visas, but they don't tell you the sides. So I don't know who's for or against what. I don't really know what the visa is, but we're going to all figure it out together, I guess. Then we got a video titled Jordan Peterson, You'd Be Foolish to Believe This. In this video, Jordan Peterson is giving his opinion on what they call the Daniel Penny effect, saying that because Daniel Penny was charged with the death of Jordan Neely, but then in the end, you know, he was presumed innocent and all of that. He passed the trial and whatever. And Dr. Peterson has given his opinion on how that's affected the public when it comes to defending victims, you know, that are happening right in front of you. They also talk about how liberals look at criminals as victims, and people who look at criminals as if they are the victims, those people are foolish. Then we got a video titled Florida Woman Stabbed 16 Times Over a Bad Tip. This was a pizza delivery gone wrong. You guys know I've delivered pizza for 6 years. Never had to stab anybody. Got plenty of bad tips. So I don't know. It's an interesting video. And that will be the last of our news. Then we got two funny videos of the day. First one's titled Rules of the Road by Elmo. And then our official funny video of the day is titled Boop. It's all coming up next. But first, we're going to read through the chat and see how you hooligans are doing today. What is up, everyone over on jeffmaclive.com. What's up, Turbo? What's up, Guess Some J? What's up, Hair Juicer? What's up, Matt Rogers? What's up, Zero? What's up, Snooks? What's up, Annette? Happy freedom, you hooligans. Appreciate all of you guys being here on the website. And what is up, everyone over on Rumble? Puffin' Stuff, you were first today. I appreciate you racing in the chat. What's up, Pumpkin? What's up, Sawdog? What's up, Tony Rez? What's up, Breeze by You? Appreciate you being omnipresent. Let me see here. What's up, Puffin' Stuff? If I can get you all ready. What's up, Pumpkin? What's up, Kung Fu? Happy freedom, you hooligans. What's up, Kevin? Appreciate you being here. What's up, Hidu? What's up, Roy? Happy freedom to you. Make sure we get everybody. What's up, Libby Racer? What's up, 8Co? Happy freedom. What's up, AR16? Appreciate you being here. You hooligans, hit that thumbs up over on Rumble. See if you can get us on the front page. What is up, everyone over on Kick? What's up, Shannon? Happy freedom to you. Merry Christmas. Appreciate you joining us. What is up, everyone over on Twitch? What's up, Tony Rich? Happy freedom to you. What is up, everyone over on the commie platform? Proud Patriot Girly, you were first over here. Merry Christmas to you, Proud Patriot Girly. What's up, Cheeky Chops? Happy freedom. What's up, Wayward? Appreciate you sliding through. What's up, Visions? Happy freedom. What is your name? We'll go with Tammy. What's up, Tammy? Happy freedom. What's up, Shane? Happy freedom to you. Scrolling through here. What's up, Scott Johnson? Appreciate you being here. You hooligans are welcome to hit that thumbs up over on GoofTube. Let's pull up X. Oh, come on, dude. Hit that thumb. Oh, I don't want to do all that. Let's mute it. Wayward, appreciate you being omnipresent. And happy freedom, everyone watching on X. Like I said, we're going to get started in this first video here. It's titled Some Concerning Signals with Bird Flu. They're out here selling this fear and this propaganda is going around. I figured we'd cover it so we know what the normies are thinking and what the liberals are hiding from. So let's go ahead and get this pulled up here. All right. Now, normally this is where I would advertise our new t-shirt. We got some new shirts coming out pretty soon. I got to get a hold of Alistair. But either way, as you can see today, I got on I am an American and I do not comply. I will be posting the merch link in the chats while we get into this first video.
Avian influenza, otherwise known as bird flu, is posing a growing threat to poultry farms and dairy operations, as well as American citizens, as human cases begin to rise. While the public health risk remains low for now, the CDC reports closely monitoring the situation, working with state officials to keep an eye on people who have been exposed to animals, as well as using flu surveillance systems to track any potential human cases of bird flu. For more on that, let's welcome in internist at Custom Care Medical, Dr. Frank Conacessa. Good morning, doctor. So what is your initial reaction to this bird flu outbreak?
Well, good morning. And, you know, we're starting to hear a lot about bird flu, and there are some concerning signals going on here. The first thing to tell people is that as of now, there really doesn't seem to be any human-to-human transfer of this virus. So we're seeing it transferred from people who are in contact with animals like dairy cows and backyard flocks, people who keep poultry, chickens, things like that. So people get it from the animal. It does not seem to be spreading person to person, and that's good news. The concern that I'm starting to see is that some of these latest cases, they are isolating viruses that have some mutations that might make it more likely to go person to person. It's not happening yet, but there are some mutations that might make it go person to person, and that could be a problem.
So if a person does get it, how would they know? What do these symptoms look like? How severe is it in humans?
Well, the problem is that the symptoms look just like the regular flu, the seasonal influenza that we see this time of year every year. One of the things that sets it apart a little bit is conjunctivitis, which is sort of pink eye. And it's a severe form of pink eye, really red eyes, sometimes even bleeding a little bit. So that's one of the things that sets it apart. But other than that, it's fever, chills, aches, respiratory symptoms, cough, the typical flu-like symptoms. And that's what makes it a little bit confusing because it doesn't look that different.
Information.
All right, be really scared of the boo flu. Yeah, the boo flu. Is that racist? The bird flu. We got to ban birds. That's what they're saying. We got to ban these assault birds. They're eating the cats. They're eating the dogs. They're eating the pets. I don't know. I've never heard of anybody actually catching bird flu. Like I said, they're out here just telling people to be really, really scared. Make sure you go get all the shots that the doctor's office and pharmacy is willing to give you. Take them where they'll shove it. Anyways, next up, we got Trump administration plans to bring back family detention policy. Like I was saying, when it comes to mass deportations, they're going to give families the option. You can either take your kids with you outside of the country for your deportation, or you can leave them behind. It's up to you. Apparently, President Trump is trying to give them the choice. It's coming up next, but first, we're going to read through the chat and see what you hooligans think about this bird flu propaganda. Hair juicer information. 0, same as COVID symptoms. Yeah, same as pretty much any sickness. Like, well, you might be bleeding from the eyes. Yeah, I've never seen that. Never seen that before. I don't know who's caught it. Who's caught the bird flu? If you guys, has any of you caught bird flu? I want to know. We got a lot of people here, so it's like, I want to know. If none of us caught it, it's going to make me real skeptical. Russell, yes, we will be doing the voice chat tonight, 6 p.m. Eastern time. It's going to be good stuff. Snooks might transmit to humans. Yeah, there's a lot of might, maybe, could be happening in that video. Snooks, I haven't been sick in 5 years. Don't jinx it, Snooks. Whoa, there we go. Pumpkin ain't never had it. Gio, you ain't never had it. Shom, healthy. Yeah, see, I don't know anybody that's ever had it. Not at all. Screaming Eagle. Fauci's been experimenting again. That's what it sounds like. Sounds like a little gain of function. They're kind of hinting towards it. They're like, it might, could have, sort of do this. Oh, really? It could? What's up, MU? Happy freedom to you. What's up, DCat? Happy freedom to you. Wayward never had a cough with the flu. I think I've only had the flu once or twice in my life. It was when I was a lot younger. I don't know. They're out here selling that fear. What's up, Dudden? Happy freedom to you. Kevin, if I start pooping on people's cars, then I'll worry. Yeah, Kevin, I'm right there with you. Hidu, we'll send Klaus a fountain tomorrow if he still needs one. I got an extra one. That would be badass, Hidu. That would be fantastic. He does still need one. Done. Thank goodness for the notification. Rumble app wasn't showing the live. See, I was wondering if it was worthwhile. For a little bit there, I was telling everyone on Rumble to refresh, because on my end, I got to refresh the page, otherwise the player don't start. I will go back to doing that. I was wondering if it was worthwhile. Joe Lexi, why has no one deleted these men and labs yet? Oh, Joe Lexi, because it's all part of the agenda. Joe Pro, just had someone call me from the CDC about the C-19. Told them that it's man-made and the shot is poison. He hung up on me. Yeah, Joe Pro, they don't want to hear the truth. They don't want to hear it like that. What's up, Geezer Man? Happy freedom to you. Tony Rich, a cat scratch variation. Yeah, I know cat scratch fever is real. It's the bird flu. I'm like, I don't know. How do you even get the bird flu? Choking your chicken. See, I knew it. I knew it. You're gonna shoot your eye out. It's almost Saturday. Gotta hold that in. Gotta hold that in until Saturday. What's up, William? Happy freedom. William, if we want to know what's up with deadly viruses, we just need to look at the Wuhan lab grants and big pharma patents. Yeah, William, you're right. Hooligans Island, happy freedom to you. Would have told them to kiss my hooligan hind end. They got to pay extra for that. What's up, somebody's mom? Happy freedom. Cheeky chops, holy. I'll take a dump if she asks me to. I've never been into that kind of kinky stuff. Cheeky chops, holy. What's up, Larry? Happy freedom to you. Just like the drones might be friendly. Yeah, Larry, the news is hilarious. You know, it's not even news. It's like gossip. They're like, I kind of sort of heard that this might be a thing, so be real scared. Like, that's not news. That's just propaganda. It's gossip. What's up, Tammy? Happy freedom. I'm not getting no shots from the government. Remember what they did to people in World War II with the, what is that? Tuskegee Airmen, and not noticing it because being a Native American? I don't know anything about what you're talking about there, Tammy. But don't trust the government. I know that's good advice. Agent O, the bird pox. Happy freedom to you, Agent O. What's up, Mr. Berserk? Happy freedom. Sounds like they're just trying to prep people. Yep. Desensitizing people. Making it normal. What's up, Dark Krog? Happy freedom to you. What's up, Skulls? Happy freedom. Zero pooping on people's cars. Yeah, you know, it happens from time to time. DCat, we all know the truth when it smacks you in the head. Not everybody. You see these liberals, they got to get tagged a few times before they wake up and smell the roses. Pumpkin Fauci is experimenting on cats now. Oh, no. That's the last straw. That's the last straw. We're going to have to do something about that. Klaus Daniels, he's on full alert. Like I said, next up we got Trump administration plans to bring back family detention policy. Getting in the details of what this mass deportation is going to look like and the options that these families are going to have while they're being kicked out of the country. All of that's coming up next, but first I want to remind you guys, if you would like to participate in Free Speech Saturday, make sure you post all of your memes over on Discord or on jeffmaclive.com. Just hop in the group chats on either platform. You'll see the tabs labeled memes. Drop what you got and we'll shout you out, as we're making Saturdays more fun. Let's get this pulled up really quick. President Trump's a nice guy. He's like, yeah, you're an illegal border crosser, and we'll give you some options. You can take the kids or you can leave them. Depends if you love your kids or not. Either way, hit that thumbs up over on Rumble, and let's get this rolling.
The incoming Trump administration is planning to bring back an immigration policy that sparked controversy in his first term, family separation. CBS's Katrina Kaufman has more details from Washington, D.C.
President-elect Trump's incoming border czar says they're preparing to begin a massive roundup of undocumented immigrants. Tom Homan told the Washington Post that includes bringing back a controversial policy from Trump's first administration, family detention. Homan says they plan to build tent structures to hold thousands of migrants at any given time.
We need at least 100,000 beds, but I'm not going to put a limit on it. I'm telling the minimum we need 100,000 beds because we've got a big population to look for.
Detainees will include families, giving undocumented parents the choice of leaving children born in the United States behind or being deported with them.
The administration is going to say, we're not going to separate mom and dads. Mom and dad it's their privilege if they want to leave with their child. It's a cute way of saying we don't care.
Inglewood, New Jersey Mayor Michael Wilds, who is also an immigration attorney, tells CBS News that he believes the policy is unconstitutional.
We're dealing here with American citizens who can't speak for themselves, children that may now be deported from America.
Homan responded to criticism, telling the Post, "You knew you were in the country illegally and chose to have a child, so you put your family in that position." Katrina Kaufman, CBS News, Washington.
Homan says the administration's border policies will need at least $86 billion to start. He also plans to use the U.S. military to help round up migrants.
I like how they snuck that in at the end. They're like, yeah, it's going to cost 87,000 doll hairs. Oh, yeah? How much does it cost to keep these border crossers here? That's what I thought. Like, he's going to use the military to do it. Good. That'll be real entertaining while they're getting carried up out of here. Thanks for letting us know, buddy. Stupid. Trying to pull out those talking points because that's what the liberals are all crying about right now. Like, oh, Trump's going to deport Americans. Oh, he's going to deport kids. And if you don't deport the kids, it will have kids in cages. He's going to cost a bunch of money for this mass deportation. He's going to use the military against Americans. Like, okay. All right, just go ahead and have yourself a heart attack. And that way we won't have to deal with your stupid ass, you know? That's all right. Let them cry. Let them cry. Can't wait for the mass deportations to begin. You can see we got the little timer here. A little over 23 days until that mass deportation begins. That's good stuff. Next up, Florida bans children under 14 from using social media. I'm all for this. I think this is a good idea, but not everybody feels that way. It's coming up next, but first we're going to read through the chat, see what you hooligans think about President Trump giving these families a choice if they want to leave their kids here in America when they get deported, or if they want to take them with. Heard you are making some pea soup. I've never had pea soup. I hope it's good, though. What's up, proud American? Happy freedom to you. What's up, non-woke? Happy freedom to you. Holman is the right man at the right time for this job. I agree, non-woke. It's going to be awesome. He's definitely one of those picks that President Trump has selected that I'm fairly confident in. Done shitting out a baby is not a golden ticket to citizenship. Yeah, and that's why they shouldn't be mad at President Trump over this stuff. And that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to make it like, oh, it's Trump's fault everybody's being deported. Nah, mom and dad shouldn't have came here illegally. Shitting out a bunch of kids was their choice. So when all of you got to get sent back on the other side of the wall, You gotta be mad at mom and dad, not mad at President Trump. You do. Oh, the humanity. Love it. Pumpkin, take your babies home with you. Yeah, because otherwise they're going to end up in foster care. They'll be a part of the 500,000 missing children. We don't want those problems. Proud American, some of them ladies came across the border 8 months pregnant and ready to pop. It was intentional anchor babies. Yeah, Proud American. I believe you. But it ain't gonna work. Too old to care. Trying to get their last jabs in. Yeah, too old to care. That is what they're doing. Selling the trash before President Trump gets in. MU, Fauci is evil. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. He's like our modern, like, Dr. Mendeley or whatever. That's what he reminds me of. I was just talking about, I can't remember what he was called, the Angel of Death or something in the concentration camps. That's what Fauci is. Kevin, my sister got me a nice warm house coat. Now I'm not frozen from the draft in here. That's awesome, Kevin. Chilling out, waiting for New Year's. What's up, Plukester? Happy freedom. What's up, Hunt? Happy freedom. Show. Trump gave you the jab and didn't have to in Operation Warp Speed. Well, I think he was trying to give people what they were asking for, or trying to provide what the experts were suggesting, but he never forced it on us, and he didn't mandate people where if they refused it, then they got kicked out of the military or their nursing jobs or any of that stuff. He just made it happen, but it's not good stuff. What's up, Squid? Happy freedom to you. Hooligans Island, Soros funds it. Yes, he does. I can't believe these evil people just operate out in the open and nobody does anything about it. Somebody's mom, Dr. Mengele. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. You know who I'm talking about. What's up, High Plains Drifter? Happy freedom. Got a new profile pic. Say hello to the new boss drifter. Same as the old boss drifter. Appreciate you being here, Drifter. Tammy, I remember Trump trying to say there were other alternatives besides the jab many times. Yeah, some people just use that as an excuse to be mad at President Trump. He didn't mandate us to do it. People wanted to get out of the lockdowns. They wanted to go back to being normal. The experts said, oh, if you create a cure, we'll just call it that for community guidelines' sake. If you create a way around us being in the lockdowns, then everything will be great. And so he was like, okay, what do we got to do? And they were like, well, it'll take 5 years. And so they did Operation Warp Speed, and he made it happen. Now, it turned out to be a shit show, but he didn't make the shit. He didn't mandate the shit. He just provided it to everybody that was asking for it. And some people choose that as to be a reason to be mad at President Trump because they keep their perception at that angle. They want it to be that way. How is there two drifters in the chat? What is going on? What's up, Goober? Happy freedom. Goober, Trump needs to go with his gut, not listen to the outsiders. Yeah, and I wonder how this new term is going to be, because I think that's what kind of it hurt him a little bit in his last term, listening to the experts. What's up, Ghost? Happy freedom to you. Snooks, I'll take a look. Zero, what? What parents would leave their kids behind? Maybe if they were almost 18. Well, it's hard to say. I don't know. These border crossers, they do all kinds of stuff, like setting people on fire on the subway. So I don't rule out anything. Alistair, watching you in my VR in my digital living room. Holy hell. This is the first. This is the first right here. That's badass, Alistair. Dang, I don't even know what to say. That's so cool. I didn't know you could do that. Hey, thanks for being here, Matt Rogers. Drive safe out there. Guess Trump needs to just join the chat and listen to us. I agree, guess Yeah, Snooks, I'm trying to figure it out. Hair juicer, no soup for you. What's up, Rappy? Happy Freedom? Yeah, I was really late yesterday. I was pretty late today, too. It's been rough because of the holidays. Just been super busy. Screaming Eagle, Trump was in a no-win situation. Damned if he did, damned if he didn't. Yeah, Screaming Eagle. That's why I try to just highlight that he was trying to provide service, right? Somebody had a want, and he tried to fill it. And that's what he did. All the bad stuff that came out from it was not really, I don't want to say it's his fault. It wasn't his choice. He's doing what was asked of him. It's everybody else, all the Nazis out there that made the mandates, made the 6-foot rule, made the masking rule, and so on and so forth. Cricket Kiss, Trump's wiser and more prepared now, dealing with these filth minions. I agree, Cricket Kiss. I'm thinking this second term is going to be a banger. What's up, Giggling Spy? Happy Freedom to you. What's up, Tree Herder? Happy Freedom to you. D-Cat. They're only going to have as many wait a minute. They're only going to have many strokes like Mitch McConnell. I'm just saying term limits is probably a good thing. Yeah, D-Cat. And if they all really got jabbed up, we'd be replacing a lot of those people. We do need term limits. Dud, my problem with not allowing certain age brackets online is that you have to prove your age to access privacy matters. Yeah, Dudden, the restrictions thing is weird, and they're trying to say that they want it to be on a federal level, which I don't know if that's such a great idea, but it is messy. They're saying, well, we'll get into it when we cover the video. MU, Old Man Walter's fault, so evil. Yeah, MU. Old Man Walter was the one that did the mandates. Dark Krog, I heard we might purchase Canada. Wonder if there's any news on that being true. Dark Krog, I haven't seen anything about it being true. I know President Trump he's joking about it consistently, but I haven't heard anything suggesting it's true. I don't even know what it would take to make that happen. Goober, have you seen X and Gab are going crazy? I haven't seen anything on Gab. I'm signed out right now, and I haven't jumped through the hoops to figure out my password. But I monitor X fairly often. Hooligans Island, Klaus is going to tear Diego a new one. Yeah. Diego's sitting right here. Gotta get him aired up. What's up, Mike Ingalls? Happy Freedom to you. And Happy New Year's. High Plains Drifter, surrender, Canada. I think they would gladly join us. What's up, Mike Drop? Happy Freedom to you. Pumpkin, I think Trump wants to make a deal with Canada. It would be very interesting. MU, lay the blame where it belongs. I agree. All right, hooligans, we're going to get on to this next one here. Let me see where we're at. Florida bans children under 14 from using social media. There's mixed reaction to this. Hit that thumbs up over on Rumble, and let's get this rolling.
And starting next Wednesday, no one under the age of 14 will be allowed to have social media accounts in the state of Florida. Florida's HB 3 will allow parents to decide whether their 14 and 15-year-olds can have social media and requires age verification on sites deemed, quote, harmful to minors. Erica Donalds is a guest faculty member at the Leadership Institute and the CEO of Optimage. She joins me now. Erica, thanks for getting up with us this morning, but I just got to know, how do you enforce something like this?
Well, that's the problem, and thanks for having me this morning. That's a problem with the patchwork of legislation that's come in the form of bans of all types in 10 different states, including, of course, now Florida, where we're not even going to really see enforcement of this law until it moves its way through the courts. You know, we have to be very careful, especially in the states, of running amok of both parents' rights and constitutional protections, and that's what we're seeing in the form of these lawsuits. That's why a federal action is so important to stop this patchwork and allow for better enforcement at the App Store level.
You know, currently 87% of 13 to 14-year-olds use YouTube, 55% use TikTok, 44% use Snapchat, and then 43% use Instagram. That's a huge chunk of kids, 13 and 14 years old. So when you think about this, I'm sure a lot of the parents don't mind it. I think, you know, a lot of people would think that it would be a good idea. But then you run into the issue of, do the kids think it's a good idea? What kind of issues is this going to cause? So what do you think about that?
Well, actually, in Florida, parents were polled about this law, and the vast majority of them prefer to have it in their own hands and in control, to educate the parents on how to monitor and make sure that their children are not overusing social media, but put that control in the hands of the parents and not necessarily enact these bans. I have 3 teenage boys myself. I know that social media can be a blessing and a curse, but when parents were polled about this in Florida, almost 80% of them said they would rather have control themselves, not necessarily an outright ban.
Yeah, like I said, I think a lot of people would agree that social media can be very dangerous, especially if your mind is too young to absorb everything that you're being thrown. But as far as this happening in Florida, what do you think this sets does this set the stage for the national stage? I mean, is that a precedent that we're going to see in the future? I mean, what are your thoughts on that? And is that a good idea?
As you said, it's very difficult to enforce. We have over 1 million apps launching every single year globally. How are they going to keep track of 1 million more social media, potentially, applications and be able to enforce this law? So Senator Mike Lee and others have supported action at the federal level that would put this parental right to restrict activities at the App Store level. So at the Apple App Store, at the Google App Store, that would limit the amount of times that your private information or your students' private information would need to be shared with these tech companies and give parents better controls over all types of applications, not app by app. That could be very difficult, not just for parents to monitor, but certainly the companies as well. We have to consider, as we add regulations, it's going to inhibit innovation, which could come forth for things that are beneficial to students. And we know that social media can be beneficial when it comes to their social interaction, when it comes to education and learning about things, and also entrepreneurship. We see a lot of students starting businesses through social media. So we have to be careful about limiting these things too much where they can't even enjoy the benefits.
Yeah, you worry that is too much going to hurt them or put them at risk, and then is not enough, is that going to hamper their mind to grow? Erica Donalds, thank you so much for your time this morning. We appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.
Well, they try to make arguments about it, but I really think this is kind of something simple. They're talking about how hard it is for websites to enforce this and whatever. But I think it's actually very simple. I think you just simply make a pop-up saying, are you this age? You click yes or no, which kids can, right? They can just click the button and lie about it if they want to. But if they do, and they go online and something bad happens, charge the parents now. Take the parents to court. Do that. Charge them with neglect. Do it up. It's really not that hard. It's really not that hard. They're trying to put the responsibility of the parents onto the platforms. Like saying that Twitter has to have a pop-up saying, hey, are you over the age of 14 or whatever if you live in Florida? And if the kid lies and says, yeah, I'm over 14, they're really not, well, then the platform's not protecting the child. Well, the platform's not the child's parent. Not at all. So why put that responsibility onto the platform and make every platform have to have that responsibility? That doesn't make any sense. Put up a pop-up, some blocker, and if the kid lies and claims that they are old enough while they're not, now it's up to the parents. Because the parents should be monitoring what these kids are doing. If they have a digital device that can access the internet, you should be monitoring that to make sure that your child is not viewing content or participating in anything that they shouldn't be a part of, right? So if your kid's lying to platforms, claiming they're old enough to be there when they're not, well, that's not the platform's fault. And so I think that the parents should be held accountable for that, and it's a really simple thing to deal with. So I don't know why they would try to make it so controversial. I really don't think it's that big of a deal. We don't let kids in bars. We don't let kids in the gun range. Like, I don't know. It's just goofy stuff. Either way, next up we got Ramaswamy slammed for post on American culture. Ramaswamy was basically saying we're getting a little soft and we need to do something about that. Well, liberals are super offended by his post on X. Also, they're interviewing a guy in this video who supposedly went to school with Ramaswamy, and that's the guy they're asking his opinion on the way Ramaswamy is behaving, the things he's saying on X and whatever. And what's really entertaining is the guy they're interviewing, he speaks very much like Ramaswamy. Like his speech pattern and the way that he's projecting and all of that stuff. He sounds very much like Ramaswamy, so that's very entertaining. It's coming up next, but first we're going to read through the chat and see what you hooligans think about Florida banning children under the age of 14 from being on social media. Guess I don't want my verification information found out on the net. The only real way to prove and not compromise people is with a nude pic. Yeah, I guess we got to stand there naked for our ID photos now. That way everybody could tell what bathroom you're supposed to be in. Yes. 0 lazy parents will sign their kids up or just hand them their phone. Yeah, but that's why I think that they should be held accountable. If your kid goes on there and does something bad and you aided them in doing it, well, then you should be held accountable. And if they can't find a way to charge you because your kid didn't necessarily commit a crime, well, allowing your kid to go somewhere that they don't belong is neglect. It could be child endangerment. Now, I don't think being on social media really deserves that kind of charge, but you could definitely hit them with neglect. Alistair, what I don't get is most of the platforms, you have to agree to a EULA, which you can't do if you're a minor. The EULA is null and void. If a minor agrees to it, they can't legally sign any binding contracts. That's interesting, Alistair. I didn't even think about that. Yeah, so kids don't even need, well, they already don't need to be online, but they're not even really able to be online because they can't agree to the terms. That's interesting. Thank you for bringing that up, Alistair. Yeah, that's why they got those cookies pop-ups that happen on every website you go to. It's because that's a federal law. You have to agree to have these cookies track you. And the reason the pop-up is necessary is because it's actually an infringement on your right to privacy. That's why you have to give it permission to use cookies and all of that stuff. And a minor can't give that kind of permission. So, yeah, they really can't be online, but nobody's enforcing it. Yeah, DCAT, I know. Not all parents are parenting. Geo, verify age with a credit card. That could be. A lot of people don't like giving their credit card numbers online, which is why a lot of people use like PayPal and stuff like that. But that definitely could be a way to do it. Pumpkin, parents should be held responsible. Yeah, I mean, it just seems to make sense. You don't want to be co-parenting, with the government and stuff like that. And everybody always says that when the government's trying to make choices for your kids. But then they don't want to be responsible for their kids being online. Like, you can't have it both ways. Either you want full responsibility over your kid or you're co-parenting with the government. You got to pick a side here. Cricket Kiss, simple parenting oversight. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. It doesn't really seem like a big deal. As long as you're, keeping an eye on what your kids are doing online, seems fine. Done. If this goes federal, I guess I need to learn to tap out Morse code. Well, they're saying that they wanted to get to a federal level because then the App Store could be responsible. So, like, instead of, like I'm saying, say you're in Florida and you go to sign into your X account, there's going to be a pop-up saying, like, hey, are you old enough to be here? But they're saying that if they made it a federal level, that when you go to install the X app and you're in Florida, it's going to say, hey, are you old enough to even have the app? And that way you give verification right there. And once you're verified, then when you install the app and all of that, you don't have to make a claim of how old you are because you validated how old you were when you installed the application to begin with. And so that's what they're saying they want the federal level for. But things get messy when you leave it up to the federal government. So I don't know. I don't know what the right answer is. I just know that kids don't need to be online. Tree Herder, it doesn't matter what the kids think. That's exactly what I said when I watched the video, when I screened it to put on the schedule. They're like, but what does the kids think? Who cares? Like, it's up to the parents. It's not up to the kids. If it was up to the kids, they'd eat ice cream all day, every day. They'd skip school. They'd smell like shit. So it's not up to the kids. Ghostly, the internet is for adults. I absolutely agree. What's up, Cash Flow? Happy freedom to you. I've been hearing that Congress might try and not certify the election where Trump can't take the oath of office. I saw something sort of like that, Cash Flow. I saw that something weird is going to happen on like the 3rd, I think, on January 3rd when we get the new Congress. They're talking about something about Mike Johnson no longer being Speaker of the House, or he's going to have to do something to maintain Speaker of the House. And if that gets disrupted, then it's going to push back the certification process or something. I don't know. I seen some posts and stuff about it, but I haven't seen like a solid video or anything. I'll see if I can find something to put on the schedule for tomorrow. But it does sound like there's some iffy situation happening with the certification process. Like I said, I'll see if I can find a video and put it on the schedule for tomorrow. What's up, Rich? Happy freedom to you. What's up, Christine? Happy freedom to you. Mitchell, this is why they're so cool about the Trump win and why Kamala has to stay VP. Yeah, I mean, we'll see how it goes. I don't know what they got up their sleeve, but it does sound like they're trying to pull something. It's just not very clear right now. Hooligans Island, whatever happened to the emergency White House meeting? I don't know. I know there was a lot of people that were saying that Biden and Jill Handler got called to the White House for some serious reason or something. And I heard all this stuff floating around like gossip. I've never seen anything that was worthwhile, and Old Man Walter's on vacation again. So I don't know if that was propaganda or what. Hooligans Island, then Old Man Walter goes to the beach. Yeah, exactly. What's up, Sean? Happy freedom. Non-woke, the president who destroyed women's sports. Old man Walter. What's up, Kelly? Happy freedom to you. Pumpkin, it's an insurrection brought to you by idiots. Yep, that'll be entertaining. That'll be nice and entertaining. Well, we're going to get on to this next video here. Like I said, this is Ramaswamy being slammed for a post on American culture. Now, these people are soft, and that's why they're claiming that Ramaswamy has been slammed over this post. No, they're just crying their little eyes out because that's what they do over there. Either way, they're going to be interviewing a guy, like I said, who supposedly went to school with Vivek, and he kind of sounds like he's not impressed with Vivek. And like I said, the way he speaks, his like speech pattern, the way he emphasizes certain words, he's like a Ramaswamy copy. He sounds very much the same, just the way he delivers information. So I don't know if he's jealous of Vivek or what. That's what it seems like to me. But either way, let's get into this. Hit that thumbs up over on Rumble, and let's get this started.
And former presidential candidate Vivek Ramaswamy, now part of the Doge effort with Elon Musk, he published a lengthy post in recent days about American workers. In this post, Ramaswamy explained why he feels tech companies choose to hire foreign workers over Americans. He boiled it all down to, quote, culture. He wrote in part this: "Our American culture has venerated mediocrity over excellence for way too long. That doesn't start in college, it starts young. A culture that celebrates the prom queen over the math or Olympiad champ or the jock over the valedictorian will not produce the best engineers." He continued, "Trump's election hopefully marks the beginning of a new golden era in America, but only if our culture fully wakes up, a culture that once again prioritizes achievement over normalcy, excellence over mediocrity, nerdiness over conformity, and hard work over laziness." And Pablo, you went to college with Vivek Ramaswamy. You've spoken about that experience a couple of times. Give us your reaction to this, because I don't know, it could be sure interpreted as a swipe at a lot of the people who cast their ballots for Donald Trump.
It's a remarkable heat check from a guy who is not actually very good at speaking to, I believe, the reality of what's going on in America. And I say that, of course, as my own subjective opinion, but this read, at some point there's a line in this very long post, which you didn't quote, which I will. He says, "We need more creating, less chillin'." And I say chillin' with the G missing. And it just feels like, a Breakfast Club speech written by a large language model. And it is politically, I think, a horrible decision insofar as the coalition that he joined was mostly interested in him because of how he enabled their own grievances. And when I say they, I mean the core of the MAGA base, which is America first in a way that means white America first. And so if he's going to talk to that base, a nativist base, the same way that, I don't know, white people have been talking to black people in America for a really long time, I don't think they're going to like it. And so what we're seeing now is this coalition that is fractured that wasn't actually all that incentivized in the same direction when it came to what does Silicon Valley want and what does, quote unquote, the America First movement want. And you can recast America First, as Elon has done, his co-head of Doge, to say this is about America winning the game, as if they are a sports team, as if we are a sports team, as if we are a business, as opposed to a place that's supposed to prioritize, as the, again, base of America First would like it to be, white Americans first. But I believe that this is a remarkable fracturing ahead of Inauguration Day of a coalition that didn't make a lot of logical sense. And that's before, John, you get to the idea that this guy is talking about TV shows being the cause of this. He's saying that America isn't sufficiently Urkel enough. That's literally an argument he made, you know? And I'm just like, why is this guy trying to articulate a vision for America for anyone? That's the part that I returned to and have for 20 years.
Yeah, no, reading the post here, he not only takes a shot at Friends, but he praises Screech and Saved by the Bell.
That's
and
right.
Indeed, the Steve Urkel character as well. Make America Urkel Again might as well have been the title of this post. Yeah, we will see how that relationship develops in the months ahead. Host of Pablo Torre Finds Out on Meadowlark Media. Pablo Torre doing a lot of work for us this morning. Thank you, Pablo. And Sam Stein, thank you as well, buddy. We appreciate it.
Didn't that guy sound just like Vivek? They speak very similar to each other. I don't know if that's because they went to the same school or what, but it was like listening to Asian Ramaswamy. That's what it was like. Until he got to the part where he was saying, yeah, Vivek, he's out here pushing the white American agenda, blah, 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 blah. Like, oh, is that what it is? Oh, okay. I didn't know Vivek was white supreme pizza, but I guess that, that makes sense. He's hanging out with MAGA. I should have known he was going to be called a white supreme pizza. The propaganda never ends from the crybabies over there. They just sound soft, real soft. We got another video here. It's titled Musk versus MAGA on H-1B visas. This is a very hard to understand video because I feel like they don't clearly outline what the arguments are. They kind of sort of explain how these visas work. And then I'm trying to think who it is. Maybe it's Musk. I can't remember. Somebody makes a lengthy post and they read it out or whatever. Oh, that's Laura Loomer. That's what it is. They highlight Laura Loomer and what she says about this whole visa situation. Then they make claims that other parts of MAGA, like Elon and Vivek and all these other people, start jumping on Laura Loomer, and they're all arguing with each other of different points of view of this H-1B visa. But they don't tell you what the other arguments are. They don't really tell you what any of the arguments are. They just read Laura Loomer's post and call her far right. They say far right MAGA. That's not just the right wing. No, that's the far right. Oh, okay. Okay. It's coming up next, but first we're going to read through the chat, see what you hooligans think about them claiming that Ramaswamy is getting slammed over this X post. These people are soft. Zero, Vivek isn't wrong. We've gotten lazy and excelling isn't celebrated in big cities anymore. Just sports, not mines. Yeah, Zero, I totally agree. Totally agree. Ghostly, I hope some black chick beats his ass for being Asian so he can blame white people. Yeah, Ghostly, that's about how it goes. That's how stuff rolls nowadays, unfortunately. Libby Racer, Vivek is the liberals' worst nightmare. Mm-hmm. That guy had 2 man ponds in during that interview. Metal Mouth, it said, when you have to be careful of what you say thanks to YouTube. Yeah, Metal Mouth, it's not so bad since we've been demonetized. I mean, what a way to take something bad and make it a good thing. After being demonetized, we were able to speak a little bit more free. But yeah, it is weird how it affects everybody. Sometimes hooligans will send me videos to screen, and every once in a while it's somebody reporting on other news, and a lot of times that's helpful because it'll give me an idea of a direction to go, right? If somebody's covering a video, it's a good video, I can go find the video. But I've noticed that when I see these situations where people are doing podcasts or whatever they're doing, they're using so much alternative language that I never know what the hell they're talking about. And it made me reel it in. Like, when we're talking about Old Man Walter, we all know at this point. But I could see how if somebody new came to the chat and we were talking about Old Man Walter, they wouldn't know who the fuck we're talking about. Now, we just do that, out of being fun and whatnot. But people have learned to censor themselves so much because of the YouTube platform that it really changes how we communicate. And like I said, if you're new and you show up to watch a podcast or watch somebody speaking on YouTube, you have to be there for a while to figure out what the hell they're talking about, because you got to use alternative language, because if you just openly speak about current events, chances are you're going to be punished for it, which is fucking stupid. Cricket Kiss, part of the plan, still race card BS. Yeah, Cricket Kiss. They always got something to cry about. non-woke. Ramaswamy is a great thinker on his feet. I think so too, and I think that's why he gets along so well with young people. Vivek was very good at reaching young people. He was on TikTok. He was hanging out with famous TikTokers and stuff before President Trump recruited him. Once President Trump recruited him, then President Trump joined TikTok, and then President Trump came out with the golden sneakers and a few other things. And I really think those were Vivek's ideas for the Trump campaign. And I think that it really made a difference to young voters. Wayward, the holidays whoop my ass. Yeah. That's how I feel too, Wayward. I feel the same way. Wayward, I still can't believe the lights in the sky over Cincinnati last night. Hundreds of them going fast in the same direction. Interesting, Wayward. I didn't see any videos on it. I'll have to look after the live. Wayward, I want those sneakers. I know, I'd like to check them out too. I wonder how good they hold up. I want to see what they look like after, 6 months of use. Or are they worth the money? Snooks, I still don't trust Ram Salami. Yeah, I don't really trust him either. He's like a snake oil salesman. He says all the right things. He tries to be so charismatic, so convincing of everything that he says. It makes me not trust him. Plus, he came out of nowhere. He was just nowhere to be found during the lockdowns, and then all of a sudden he just came out and started saying everything like he was a co-sponsor of Alex Jones. He's just bringing up conspiracies that most of us believe in and all of this, and he was trying to get us. That was his leverage to try and get us on board with him, but he ain't been around long enough for most of us to trust him. And if he sticks it out for the next 4 years, then, maybe people will trust him. I know some people who support Trump also would consider voting for Vivek. I think there's other people I would vote for before I ever voted for Vivek, but a lot of people do seem to like him. What's up, Master Meatball? Happy freedom to you. Christine, Vivek is a Trojan horse. Been saying that for a while. You think he's got his own agenda? He could. When he dropped out of the race and President Trump brought Vivek to speak right after dropping out of the race, the way that Vivek embraced President Trump and grabbed his arm and was very kind of aggressive. And even when he was speaking, he was kind of baring his teeth and stuff like that. He seemed like he was real shitty that he had to, back out of the race, that he wasn't going to win against President Trump and all of that. And I remember pointing that stuff out when that happened, that Vivek had really weird body language. And I don't like losing either, but he just seemed envious of President Trump. And it makes me wonder if, you're saying, if he's got an alternative motives in the background there. What's up, Ball? Happy freedom. Dark Krog, he could be a rhino. Yeah, he definitely could be. Dark Krog, he probably had the jab. You think Vivek was getting jabbed up? Maybe. It definitely could be. I've never heard him really talk about the jab, so I don't really know how he feels about it. What's up, Rachel? Happy freedom. Proud Patriot Girly, I just had a customer come in and he paid with cash. He said this was the first time since the Rona that he has touched cash. Shake my head. Wow, Proud Patriot Girly. I didn't realize there was people still scared of that stuff. That is entertaining. Visions, the extreme right. That's right. You got your left knee and then you got your far right one. Liberals are so soft. It's hilarious. What's up, everything? Happy freedom. Interesting, everything. It sounds like you know more about this visa thing than I do. I don't know much about it, and this video is kind of confusing, this one we're about to pull up here. Zero, JD Vance, too, just out of nowhere. Isn't JD Vance already in government, though? Isn't he? I thought he was already something else before he became VP. Because I didn't hear about him until he was selected for VP. But I want to say they were saying he was something else before then. He was already an elected official. I might be wrong. Let me see. Maybe they're not going to tell me. Well, I don't want to read his whole damn life story. Never mind. Never mind. We'll see if you hooligans know. Googling shit is just not worth it these days. Alistair, the one thing I did like about Vivek is he ran a clean campaign. He ran on policies and ideas, not just, that guy sucks, vote for me. Yeah, Alistair, that is true. And he did smoke all the Republicans on stage where he was like, yeah, these people are part of the system. He's like, these people are swamp creatures. That's why they all want money for the Ukraine, but they can't tell you a single province in the Ukraine. They couldn't tell you, any of the cities in Ukraine and stuff, but they claimed to support Ukraine, and everybody was crickets. They didn't have anything to say about it. They were like, oh, well. And so there was a couple times where he was like really smoking them. Alistair, he was a senator. Thank you for letting me know. I figured you hooligans would know. Zero, JD's growing on me. Yeah, I feel the same way. I wish JD was a little bit more forward, though. We hear about Elon and President Trump and Vivek all the time. But you don't really hear about JD Vance. We saw him make biscuits for Christmas, and that was cool, but I feel like he's not loud enough. He needs to compete with these other guys and be loud and be present. That's just my opinion. Guess I'm Ukraine in the membrane. That's right. Metalmouth, JD Vance, Senator of Ohio. Thank you, Metalmouth. Yeah, see, I figured he was something. I almost said governor, but I knew that wasn't right. Libby Racer, the Freedom Biscuits. That's right. Metalmouth, who else wants Ryan Ruth to go on trial right now? Yeah, Metalmouth, well, he should be. And instead, they just pushed it back to September 2025 or something like that because they need to analyze the evidence. And then they quietly said that they're trying to, get the details for his insanity plea. And I can't believe it. I mean, I kind of can believe it, but it's ridiculous to think that Ryan Ruth is going to get off with an insanity plea. Pumpkin, maybe Vivek will do a good job. It's one of those wait and see kind of things. Yeah, Pumpkin, I agree. What's up, Josh? 1776. Happy freedom to you. Non-woke, he'll keep Trump on track. I think so. I think so as well. The only thing that worries me about Vivek is I think that President Trump trusts Vivek to a certain degree. And like I said, I think that Vivek played a big part in President Trump reaching the youth. And I think it was done in the kind of way where Vivek would kind of schedule and plan an event or some sort of campaign to be able to reach the youth. And then President Trump would just kind of be walk through the plan. Kind of like Vivek is choreographing the event, right? And that's great as long as he has good intentions. But if he decides to do something for his own personal agenda, there might be that chance that President Trump's going to just go along with it, not really realizing he's being stabbed in the back. Kind of like the Project Warp Speed stuff, right? He doesn't know anything about it. He admitted he didn't know anything about it. Everybody wanted something to come out to, fight against the Rona or whatever. And he was like, hey, can you guys do that? And they were like, yeah, we'll come up with the jab. It'll be great. And he was like, look, guys, I got you the jab. Well, the people who developed the jab and pushed it through and mandated it, right, they had their own agenda. They weren't Trump agenda. They weren't America First agenda. They were on their own agenda of lining their pockets and telling people to be real scared and stay in their houses and stuff, and he got his trying to think of the word I'm trying to use here. His plans basically got hijacked because he was trusting someone else to choreograph the situation, and it turned Rona into a shit show. And so that's the only thing I worry about Vivek, is that he could be choreographing things. President Trump trusts him, so he goes along with it, and then all of a sudden one of these events that are choreographed really doesn't benefit President Trump. It'll just benefit Vivek's agenda. But like Pumpkin was saying, it's one of those things you gotta just wait and see. What's up, SOS? Happy freedom to you. Cricket Kiss, I agree. Something is arrogant and off. Yeah. It just sounds like Vivek knows something we don't know. Like the way he talks and stuff. Josh 1776, it's crazy how I called this out 4 days ago. Whitmer appointed an Indian national to my university board so they can do more fake H-1Bs. Oh, the visas? See, I don't know enough about these visas. It just sounds like they're importing people, which is kind of what the southern border is. What's up, Space Ghost? Happy freedom to you. Space Ghost, are you on the app or are you on the Rumble website? JD has a son named Vivek. That's interesting. I didn't know that was a thing. Geo, I'm leery of smooth talking people like Vivek. Yeah, me too. Space Ghost, you're on PC? Oh, so you're on the website. I wonder why that's happening. I'll think about it and see if I can suggest something, Space Ghost. Oh, it did stop doing it? It could be on Rumble's end. Metamouth, unless I'm watching gaming, music, or wrestling videos, I don't mess with YouTube. Yeah. Well, that's how I am. If I'm not trying to look up something, like how to do something like a tutorial or whatever, I'm either looking for news or I'm watching a tutorial. Otherwise, I am not on YouTube. Josh 1776, I think the visa is supposed to be young college students who come here for school and then work jobs that Americans can't do, which is nothing, and they bring their entire families here too. Like kind of like an infiltration kind of style of things going on, Josh. Could be. Definitely could be. What's up, good buddy? Happy freedom. Dark Krog. Maybe JD and Vivek planned a takeover since college days. They're playing the long game? You never know. Larry, the real sleazeball is Fauci. He needs to be prosecuted. Oh, I agree. He needs to be held accountable for gain of function and everything he did to all of us. Alistair, we need to get more tutorials and general stuff on Rumble so we don't have to use YouTube. Yeah, Alistair, I agree. And I've said that stuff to Rumble Rick. Told him we need cat videos, music videos, tutorials, and gaming. And they've been working on the gaming stuff. Like Dr. Disrespect just came over to Rumble Gaming, and that's caused other gamers to come over to Rumble as well. So they're kind of beefing up the gaming stuff. But they really need like the music industry to be releasing music videos on Rumble the same way that they do on YouTube. Just like Vivo or whatever. For a long time, they were releasing videos on Vivo and YouTube at the same time. I don't know if Vivo is still a thing, but if they did that, I think it would bring a large group of people over to Rumble. If there was music videos being dropped from the music industry onto Rumble, I think that would bring a bunch of people to Rumble. All right, we're going to get on this next video here. Like I said, it's kind of murky. The way that they describe this, it's kind of hard to follow through. Maybe you guys can help me make sense of it. It's titled Musk versus MAGA on H-1B visas. In this video, they're going to be talking about far-right MAGA. They're going to be highlighting Laura Loomer. They're also going to be calling her far-right, and so she's an extremist. They're also they're making claims that MAGA is arguing over these visas, but they don't really tell you what the arguments are. They highlight what Laura Loomer said. They don't really say what anybody else said, and they just make claims that MAGA's fighting with each other. There's infighting happening. Now, I'm pretty sure these are soft and stupid people. Yeah, it's CNBC. So, propaganda, point of view from a soft, ballless person, right? So, either way, hit that thumbs up over on Rumble and let's hear these people cry for us.
We got a battle brewing across Washington and Wall Street when it comes to immigration, particularly on immigration's impact on Silicon Valley and jobs. Megan Casella joining us now with that story. Megan.
Hey, Brian, good morning. So this is a showdown between the big tech wing of Trump's Republican Party, led by Elon Musk, and the far-right MAGA wing of the party. And the debate is over H-1B visas, those ones that are reserved for highly skilled foreign workers in fields like math and engineering. And this all started with a far-right activist, Laura Loomer, criticizing a Trump appointee's stance on expanding skilled immigration. She called it alarming that career leftists, as she called them, were joining the administration with views in opposition to Trump's America First agenda. And that then started a fight with Musk, with Vivek Ramaswamy, with David Sachs, who's the incoming AI czar, all of them saying that the U.S. needs these H-1B visas and H-1B workers in order to stay competitive. They also believe that Trump is on their side in this. He said this summer that anyone who graduates from college in the U.S. should automatically get a green card to stay. Now, guys, these visas aren't a huge part of overall immigration. They're capped at $85,000 per year, but they are used primarily by tech companies. Amazon applied for more H-1B visas in 2024 than any other company. Other big names are among the top users as well. Tesla applied for 742 of these this year. You can see a couple other theirs as well. So it's a small but influential sliver of the workforce. But it's also, guys, the first time that we're seeing real division within the party on this. It's sort of Musk versus MAGA. And the question now is whether this might preview more policy fights to come between these two camps. Guys?
I don't know. I don't know how influential she is on that part of the party or that wing of the party. So is this suggesting that the immigration policies, which we expect to start day one, as promised, right, might be more nuanced?
They could be. It's going to depend on what could happen. Trump has sort of fashioned himself in the past, as those comments this summer showed, of wanting to sort of expand this skilled immigration process, of fixing the legal immigration process in addition to stopping illegal immigration. So I do think there's a way that he can try to appease everybody here by saying we're still going to continue with the mass deportations, even as we look at maybe expanding green cards and skilled visas. So that's sort of where there might be something to watch here. I wouldn't say that Laura Loomer on her own is really impactful or would make a big difference, but I do think her comment sort of ignited this debate. Suddenly there's a big wing of the party that has been loyal to Trump for years now, have been standing behind him, and are a big part of what they like is his immigration stance. So they're now saying, hey, are you going to backtrack on that? That's what they don't like to see. And there's sort of, a target now maybe on Elon Musk's back or among others who are seen as sort of newcomers to Trump's wing.
So I don't know. I really don't know what to say about that video. They say, oh, well, there's a debate. Oh, they're discussing. Oh, they're arguing. But what are the other points? President Trump says if you come here and you graduate or whatever, that you should get a pass to be here. Laura Loomer claims that basically traitors are being selected in President Trump's cabinet when it comes to this kind of stuff. I don't know what any of that means. It all sounds like nonsense to me, and then it comes from them soft blue team liberal people that are all messed up inside. I don't know what to think about this, but they're trying to tell us that MAGA has infighting happening. But like I said earlier, I'm on X all the time. I'm not seeing this infighting that they're talking about. I think they're selling bullshit to the normies. That's what I think it is. I think they're trying to make MAGA look weak. Like they are double-minded. Like they don't really know what decisions to make. They don't see a path to victory. They're just kind of making choices out of thin air, you know, just in the wind, sort of. And I feel like that's what they're trying to convince the normies of. Otherwise, I feel like this video doesn't have any weight to it. They're like, oh, they're all arguing and stuff. Yeah, about visas. Yeah, Laura Loomer's far right. Okay, thanks. Thanks. I don't really know what that means, but okay. Next up, we got Jordan Peterson saying you'd be a fool to believe this. It's Dr. Peterson giving his opinion on what they call the Daniel Penny effect, talking about how Daniel Penny tried to do what he thought was the right thing. He was trying to help people from potentially being victimized, and then what happened? He turned around and got arrested. He had to go to court. They called him a racist and all this stuff. And so they're saying, how did that affect people in the public? Does that convince people that they should be trying to stand up for the greater good and all that, you know, stand against people being victimized? Or should they just look the other way? Because if you try and help people, you're going to get arrested and you're going to be treated like a criminal. So they talk about that, and then they also talk about the idea that criminals are victims, right? Where people are sympathizing with the criminals as if they are the victim. And Dr. Peterson claims that if you have that kind of thought process, that you are just simply foolish. All of that's coming up next, but first we're going to read through the chat and see what you hooligans think about this H-1B visa thing that Laura Loomer's an extreme righty because of, and all this other stuff. These soft people out here. Either way, reading through. What's up, Cassie J? Happy freedom to you. Alistair, Musk was here on study work visa when he got started. Getting a visa to attend college is not coming over illegally. Yeah, Alistair. That's what I'm saying. I don't really understand what the argument is that they're trying to claim here. Zero, this is how they get people talking about stuff. People are now investigating visas, learning about them. There's no infighting. Yeah, that could be Zero. They're just highlighting the visas and they're sweetening the deal by making claims that MAGA has infighting. Alistair, hear anything about Tom McDonald having beef with Rumble? I heard something about it, and the rumor is compounded by the fact that he doesn't have a channel on Rumble. No, Alistair, I haven't heard anything about that. I can look into it, though. What's up, Master Meatball? Thanks for joining us over on Rumble. Metal Mouth, I think we're all nuts in this community. I'm just saying. I'm glad to be one of those nuts. Me too, Metal Mouth. We're eccentric. We have lots of character here. Master Meatball, the left, wants to make MAGA look weak. Yeah, that's what I think they're doing too. Non-woke Dems are on their last legs. Yeah, you know it is when they start that name calling. Error 16, Rumble asked me to verify my age today. Is this because of Florida? Probably. It could be. If you're in Florida, I didn't have anything pop up here. Not that I'm in Florida. I'm in Michigan, obviously. But I don't know. I didn't see it pop up for me. Puffin Stuff, Loomer is loony. She's active. I'll say that. She is constantly posting on X trying to stir the pot. Geo, H-1B status is available to a person who has been offered a temporary professional position by a U.S. employer. A bachelor's degree or higher in a related area is the minimum education level required. What does that have to do with migrating here, though? Does it actually have anything to do with migrating here? Because it didn't really sound like it, but that's what that video kind of was pushing, is that they're arguing about people migrating here because of these visas, but the visas themselves doesn't sound like any kind of migration. It just sounds like an opportunity for outsiders as well as companies that hire those people. Stoner, if you have an H-1N visa and you graduate with a gender studies degree, they might. I don't know how much foreign individuals care about that stuff, but you never know. What's up, Lisa? Happy freedom to you. Hooligans Island, what happened to the military protecting the subways? I don't know. National Guard was deployed to the New York City subway system right after they had that surveillance bot that didn't do anything. They spent a whole bunch of money to put that giant camera trash can down by the subway to monitor things, and it didn't work most of the time. It constantly had to be maintained, so they decommissioned it, and then they deployed National Guard to the subway. But then the Daniel Penny thing happened while that was going on. The guy just set the woman on fire, so I don't know if they're still there or not. And like I've said before, that video with the woman being set on fire, there's police officers just standing there. They're just walking back and forth in front of the doorway while the woman's standing there burning alive. So I don't know. I don't know what happened with that deal. I don't know if the National Guard is still in the subway or not. I know it didn't help anything. Didn't change anything, so I don't know. Dark Rock, isn't it really expensive to immigrate? I think so. I think it costs quite a bit of money to come here legally, but I think the worst part of it is the amount of time it takes. It takes a very long time for the Fed boys to get through the paperwork, and they got to investigate you and all of that. So from what I understand, that's the hardest part of the process is the time it takes. I heard once it's like $14K. Wow, Dark Crowd. Yeah, I figured it was expensive. I didn't realize it was that expensive, but yeah. Good buddy, it's expensive to move across the street. Yeah, well, that's true too. What's up, Status Quo? Happy freedom to you. What's up, Light Rain? Happy freedom. Light Rain, no one is going to charge you for helping in a fire or breaking up a fight. No way. I think it depends on the situation, but like Daniel Penny said, yeah, he would do it again. You know, he would do it again. If it all came down to it, he would do it again because he wouldn't be able to live with himself looking the other way, knowing that other people, you know, would have got hurt or whatever. Like to look the other way that maybe a woman was killed or a child was hurt or something like that, and knowing that he could have stopped it. And so he says if he was put in the situation again, he would just make the same choice, because it's better to go through it doing the right thing than to look away and know that you could have stopped it and have to live with that. What's up, Gloria? Happy freedom to you. What's up, DeMarquise? Happy freedom to you. DeMarquise, the only visas that matter to the illegals are the reusable debit cards. You're right, DeMarquise. What's up, Steve S? Happy freedom. Good buddy, I think you're right. Ain't seen no one arguing any more than usual. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They're just talking bad about MAGA, and they're trying to make it seem like it's MAGA's fault at the same time. What a Democrat thing to do. Sean, I wonder what a coyote costs to enter Texas. I think it's $10K. That seems to be the number that I hear the most, is $10,000 to have a coyote bring you through the border illegally, or hand you a child to walk across the border with a child to be considered a family. So then you get a debit card and new pair of Jordans, a new iPhone, 5-star hotel, pampering, stuff like that. Get yourself a massage, personal masseuse, an assistant, a nice little tie and a suit. Whatever you want. Welcome to America. That's how they do it. Everything. Elon also shut down Laura Loomer's account and took the blue check mark away from other accounts last night that didn't agree with him. Everything, yeah, I've been seeing that there's a lot of accounts over on X where their check mark says like a pending or whatever, and there's a lot of people complaining about it. I don't know if it's directly connected to Elon, but there's definitely something going on over on X. Here, Juicer, I'm so ready to stir some pot. Mm-hmm. Alistair, my dad came over from Cuba in '69 on a green card. He still hasn't taken the classes and pays to renew his green card every 4 years. Wow, that's crazy, Alistair. That's a long time to continuously have to renew it. I mean, I guess we do that with our driver's licenses and stuff too, but that's crazy. Well, hooligans, we're going to move forward here. Like I said, this has got Dr. Jordan Peterson. It's titled, "You'd Be Foolish to Believe This." Let's get this pulled up really quick.
This Dr. Peter.
We're going to talk about the Daniel Penny effect, is what they're calling it. Making decisions on whether or not to help somebody being victimized based on whether or not you're afraid to get in trouble. And then they're also going to be talking about how, you know, there's a percentage of people out there that believe that the criminals are actually the victims. Like the idea that they have to commit crime because they're so oppressed that the only way to get what they want is by breaking laws. And he talks about how if that's your thought process, you're a fool. Anyways, it's coming up. Hit that thumbs up over on Rumble and let's get this rolling.
This Dr. Peterson, is so great to have you on the show. Thank you so much for coming on. So is this a cultural shift that we're seeing from the left, trying to make sure that people don't help each other out in a society that generally wants to take care of their neighbor?
Well, I think you see two things happening. The first is that there is obviously emphasis from the left on the victim status of criminals, and that's a very bad idea. The idea that criminal behavior is a consequence like merely of socioeconomic oppression, let's say, or oppression on other basis, and that the criminals are justified in what they do. And that's a terrible general rule of thumb, and it's not true. It's not true. There are plenty of people who are in dire socioeconomic straits who aren't criminal. But I don't think the Daniel Penny effect has much effect on people's behavior with regards to helping out someone in a complex, violent situation. Generally, what determines people's behavior in those situations is their familiarity with what to do, but also the number of other people who happen to be around. The more people there are who are observing, the less likely any single person is to take action, often because they assume that someone else already has, or they don't know what to do. So I think that the comments about the Daniel Penny case are relevant. You see the same thing happening with Luigi Mangione, for example. They're relevant with regards to a critique of the left insofar as the left treats criminals as victims, but they're not relevant, I think, in that the Daniel Penny affair will have very little effect in the medium or long term on people's proclivity to help.
So let's talk about the left for a second, because you have Manhattan DA Alvin Bragg, who continues to overcharge people like Daniel Penny, who thankfully was acquitted, while undercharging, not charging at all, or letting violent criminals out of jail so they can then go victimize others. But then they say this on Twitter and elsewhere in other media. They say things like, this is from Bragg, "New Yorkers rely on public transportation and our transit system, and they should be safe. It should be a safe environment for all Manhattanites. This year, we've continued to prosecute those who jeopardize the safety of its commuters, riders, and workers." So after there's consequences for their policies, they then turn around and say that they're doing everything they can to keep people safe, when it's just clearly not true.
That seems to me to be perfectly reasonable. That's what happens when you treat criminals like they're victims. Now, the right tends to call for longer jail sentences, and that's not necessarily effective, but probability of being caught is very effective. Criminals are rational actors by and large, and they take risk into effect, as we've seen in California with the waves of shoplifting emerging after the Californian government so foolishly decided that any shoplifting under $1,000 wouldn't be prosecuted. Well, anybody with a criminal bent is going to feel that's a field day. So the best thing that governments could do is increase the probability that criminals will actually suffer the consequences of their actions and stop treating them as if they're victims. The victim idea with regards to criminality is unbelievably naive. Most, especially repeat offenders. So it's 1% of criminals commit 65% of the crimes. And it's been known among people who understand penological theory for decades that the best thing you can do with a repeat offender is to lock them up essentially until they're in their late 20s, when they often more or less mature out of their criminality.
Yeah.
But to feel sorry for them, you're just a fool.
Yeah, well, there's a lot of DAs around the country who feel sorry for them, but they're luckily being voted out of office. Now, you mentioned Daniel Penny and how you don't think it's going to have much of an effect. He did say in an interview with Fox Nation about his experience that he'd do it all again. Let's take a listen.
Yeah.
If you faced the same situation again, would you do it again?
Yeah, totally. I would not be able to live with myself if I didn't do anything in that situation and someone got hurt. I would feel guilty for the rest of my life.
Jordan, Dr. Peterson, your response to that?
Well, I think that's a good example of someone acting in accordance with his character. If it's dangerous to interfere in a violent situation, and you have to be a bit of a hero to do it. And obviously Penny is in that category, and that's something that's deeply characteristic of him. I think that's actually relatively rare. Now, should it be rewarded and admired? Yes. I suppose the outside danger of that is a rise in vigilantism, which is also something we don't want to see. But we don't want to punish people for being helpful. That's clearly a foolish move.
Well, I have a hard time believing that when someone is charged and embarrassed and their life is put on hold for a year and they go through a trial in a very blue city where the potential for them to be locked up in prison for 15 years, if they're not acquitted by a jury of their peers, that they would then maybe not think twice about what would happen the next time around. But we'll see what happens. Hopefully it doesn't. Dr. Peterson, thank you so much.
Hey, Sean Hannity here.
Well, Dr. Jordan Peterson there telling us we shouldn't be feeling sorry for these criminals. They made their own choices, and we got to make accountability great again. That's how you crack down on criminals. They'll be less likely to commit crime if something's actually going to happen to them as a retaliation for their choices. Next up, Florida woman stabbed 16 times over a bad tip. It's a pizza delivery gone wrong. Way wrong. She was wrecked. I think it's her and her boyfriend both were attacked after leaving a $2 tip for a delivery driver. It's crazy sauce. It's coming up next, but first we're going to read through the chat, see what you hooligans think about what Dr. Jordan Peterson was talking about. Hooligans Island, thank you for joining us over here on Rumble. Starting to worry about Klaus. He'll probably show up. Non-woke Democrats believe in being soft on criminals because so many Democrats are criminals. Yeah, non-woke. That's true. That's true. That's probably where all the influence comes from. Libby Racer liberals are very backwards thinking. Well, yeah, because everything else requires effort, and liberals don't put a whole lot of effort into anything but crying and pointing fingers. What's up, David? Happy freedom to you. Thank you for being here, Metal Mouth. I want to say that if your phone does get hot from watching the live, if you click, I mean, you might be gone already, but either way, if you click the settings on the video player and you turn the quality down, your phone shouldn't get so hot while watching the live. Pumpkin, it would be shocking to come upon a person on fire. It might give a person a pause in helping. Yeah, Pumpkin, But in the video where it shows the woman standing there on fire, you can see cops just walking back and forth. It's very weird because they kind of look like they don't know what to do, but they kind of also look like they're waiting for somebody else to show up and do something. They're wandering around like they're waiting for the train to depart. It's really weird. And I mean, I could understand why regular people didn't help. I mean, you know, you would think somebody would help. But regular people aren't trained to, what do you do when there's a human on fire? You know, most people have never seen that. But when you're a cop, you're supposed to do something. You're supposed to do something, even if you don't know what to do. You're supposed to at least try to do something, you know. But either way, it's unfortunate what happened to her, and hopefully that border crosser that set her on fire gets some real accountability. They're trying to play this insanity game right now, trying to get him off on insanity plea, but they need to hold him accountable. And then after we get our border back, they need to kick him out. They need to do something. DCAT, making punches in the face great again. The American way. That's right, DCAT. Straighten people right out. Stoner, they're cops, not firefighters. Yeah, and maybe that's what they were, you know, waiting on. They were just like, well, she's on fire. That's not really our job. I'm not sure. That might be it, though. Mr. B knew she was too on fire to help. And maybe that was it, too. Maybe they knew that she wasn't going to make it, and so what do? Beat her up while she's standing there on fire? So, I mean, obviously it's a confusing situation, but it's rough. Libby Racer, what a horrible way to die. Yeah, absolutely. SOS, cop walks by with a cup of coffee. Did he have coffee in his hand? I know he walked by like it was a regular day. He was like, man, it's Tuesday, you know? I didn't realize he had coffee in his hand. I'll have to go back and look, as much as I don't want to rewatch that video. What's up, neighbor guy? Happy freedom to you. Jesus loves this neighbor guy. He cracked me up. Southern Eagleman, happy freedom to you. Eye for an eye, they need to set him on fire. Do you think they'll take him outside, or they just do it right there in the courtroom? They just throw a fire retardant blanket down. They're like, all right, bud, step on up. You're next. Ant Farm, if it was a white woman, the system won't care. I don't know what color she was. She was on fire when I saw her. The Marquis, they were waiting on the fire department. But what do you think it smelled like, though? Everybody just turns away. Jesus, Jeff, don't say that stuff. Yeah, I'm just wondering. What do you think it smelled like? Sean, somehow stop, drop, and roll is stuck in my head if I'm on fire. Yeah, Sean, that's what I'd have been doing, too. I'd be like, in 3rd grade, they told us this would work. Trying to make it happen. Marquise. You know that's what it smelled like, too. Dark Krog, Biden will probably pardon the dude. Yeah, he might. What's up, Corey Luca? Happy freedom to you. Corey Luca, he has a good talk with Theo Vaughn about alcohol. I stopped those Labatt's for 3 months. Very good talk. I'll have to check it out. Corey Luca, thank you for letting me know. I feel like Theo Vaughn's been killing it with this podcast. What's up, Agent 48? Happy freedom. It's really funny that there's people showing up on YouTube. We got Agent O. Now we got Agent 48. And during the riots, the DOJ stuck my face in these documents. They're, I don't know, over the J6 stuff. They put my face in the documents, so I know that the feds are watching the live, monitoring what we say and what we do and all of that stuff. But when you got agents in the chat, it's like they're not even hiding anymore. People are gonna go change their usernames now. What's up, Captain Seamus? Happy freedom. I'm in. That's right. What's the label of the person that sets the criminal on fire? What is that guy's job title? Zero. Set him on fire, put him out, send him to the burn unit, and then jail forever. Yeah, he'll never set anybody on fire again after that. What's up, Mary Todd? Happy freedom. Stoner, hi, Fed boys. They never say hi back, though. Stoner, don't tase me, bro. Come on, man. Where's Trigger Crazy? I have a feeling like he's going to show up any minute now. He's always like, you're a bum, bro. I'll never forget that Kyle trial. All right, hooligans, we're going to move on to this last little bit of the news, but we got funny videos coming up afterwards. This video is titled, Florida Woman Stabbed 16 Times Over a Bad Tip. It's a pizza delivery gone wrong. And I feel like it seems like there's more to this story than what they tell us. Like I said, I delivered pizza for 6 years. Now, it wasn't in Biden's economy. It was actually in Obama's economy. I was paying $5 something for gas. That's a lot of money when you're a delivery driver making minimum wage. And if I got a $2 tip, I was thankful. I didn't break into the house and start stabbing everybody. So I feel like there's something in the story that we're not getting. But either way, hit that thumbs up over on Rumble and let's get this rolling.
Once I realized the severity of the situation, I'm like, oh my God, these people came in here to hurt us.
Right now at 6, a pregnant woman stabbed at a motel in Kissimmee, and deputies say a pizza delivery driver did it. Tonight, Fox 35 is speaking exclusively with a woman stabbed 14 times in front of her own little girl. Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Manny Martinez.
Good evening. I'm Hannah McKenzie. Deputies say a bad tip is what led to that stabbing. And as Fox 35's Marie Edinger reports, the victim says she's scared she'll be attacked again as deputies continue searching for a second suspect involved.
The woman who was attacked said that her food arrived late, it was cold, and the delivery driver was rude, so she only gave a $2 tip. She did not think that would land her in a hospital bed.
It's pretty traumatic.
Melinda Irizarry, her boyfriend, and her 5-year-old daughter were at this motel in Kissimmee Sunday, just hanging out, having a staycation for her boyfriend's birthday. A little before midnight, she says she heard someone pounding on the door. That's when deputies say a man and woman forced their way in.
Once I realized the severity of the situation, I'm like, oh my God, these people came in here to hurt us.
According to an arrest report, the man pointed a gun at her daughter, then forced her boyfriend into the bathroom at gunpoint. The woman took out a knife.
It wasn't like she was just upset. It was like she was in a frenzy mode.
At the hospital, Irizarry discovered it wasn't just her life at risk. Doctors told her she's about a month pregnant.
And I started crying, and I kept telling my boyfriend, I think I'm going to die.
Irizarry needed over 200 staples for slices across her arms, her wrist, her shoulders, her back, her stomach, her breast, 14 stab wounds in total. She needed surgeries for a punctured lung and severed tendons in her knee.
My daughter seeing that whole thing, it kind of is pretty heartbreaking to me.
It wasn't until later Irizarry and detectives realized that woman was allegedly the pizza driver who'd gotten upset about a small tip earlier in the night, Brianna Alvello. Detectives say they found surveillance video linking her to the crime and arrested her on a warrant the next day. But the thing is, Irizarry doesn't think this was about money in the end.
You got the money. My boyfriend told you where there was more money, and you didn't go get it.
And now, no amount of money could get Alvello out of the situation she's in.
You're not going to be able to bond out.
She's facing charges for aggravated assault, kidnapping, home invasion, and she's charged under the same statute that covers premeditated murder.
State believes that this is a punishable by life offense.
But in the meantime, the man deputies say was with Alvello is still out there. That terrorizes Irizarry.
I am scared, and he knows exactly how he looks. He stared at that man for how long?
with a gun pointed to his head. I want them to get him as soon as possible because they're monsters. They should not be out in the street.
Irizarry's doctors have not given her an update as to when she'll be able to leave the hospital, and she's got a long road ahead. She says she has to learn to walk again after her knee surgery, so she'll be dealing with this for quite some time. In Osceola County, Marie Ettinger, Fox 35 News.
Well, that's an interesting story. So this couple breaks in, starts stabbing everybody in the house or in the hotel room. And it doesn't seem to be about money. It sounds like they know these people. The reporter said that they were on a staycation, which suggests that they were in their hometown. They were just staying at a hotel. Unless they live in the hotel, like drug addicts, prostitutes, and people who are getting some sort of benefits from the government. Sometimes you can get vouchers to stay in a hotel. So it makes me wonder, are they living in the hotel, or are they really just vacationing in the hotel? And again, they called it a staycation, which makes it sound like they're at home. They're in their where they live, you know. So these two random people got a $2 tip, and then they just broke in and started stabbing you and holding the boyfriend at gunpoint for no reason. But then we're still going to say it's over a little tip. They didn't take the money from you when you told them where the money was, but this still happened over a $2 tip. It just sounds weird. It sounds like there's something missing here. Like somebody's not being honest about things. Like I said, I was a delivery driver for 6 years. I deal with dogs and people that didn't tip and lowlifes and scammers and everything else. I even had a picket line surround my vehicle because I delivered to people while these other individuals were on strike. I mean, I had to face all kinds of stuff. Never had to stab somebody 14 times. Almost, but never actually had to do it. Never had the inkling to want to do it. So I don't know. I don't know. It sounds really weird. Either way, we got the fun stuff coming up next. But first, we're going to read through the chat. Before we do, I want to remind you really quick, because I forgot. If you hooligans would like to join the membership program over on Rumble, all you have to do is click that big red subscribe button right below where you type in the chat. Now, if you're on the Rumble app on Android, you're unable to see that big red subscribe button. So go to rumble.com, come to the live, hop in the chat. And like I said, right below where you type in the chat, you will see that big red subscribe button. Click that button and jump through the hoops, and your name will be highlighted as an official Rumble hooligan. You'll have access to our custom emojis. We have chapstick emojis, scream and goat emojis, Klaus Daniels emojis, President Trump emojis, and more. So definitely go get yourself a membership over on Rumble. Like I said, we're going to read through the chat really quick, and we got our fun stuff coming up next. Hair juicer, just locked my doors and made sure my guns are chambered. It does sound like somebody found out where they were hiding. Yeah, hair juicer, it's a really interesting story. That's crazy, you know, what happened, but the reasons why it happened just doesn't seem to make sense. What's up, Trigger Crazy? Happy freedom. I was just saying, I had a feeling that you were going to show up. You're a bum, bro. I had to beat you to it. Thank you for joining us, Trigger Crazy. Captain James, wait, they came back and stabbed her? F me. Yeah, and I think that's what got her the premeditated. If she would have received a tip and then stabbed the woman, then they could have got her with murder, or not murder, whatever they're charging her with. Manslaughter, maybe? I can't remember what it is. But they wouldn't have been able to get her for premeditated if she wouldn't have left and then came back. They suggest, I mean, can you tell I've been charged with certain things? They suggest that if you leave the scene of the incident and then you come back and attack that person while you left, you had time to unwind and to let it go, but you also had time to plan a retaliation, and that's what makes it premeditated. So they screwed up. They should have never did that. It kind of sounds like drug stuff. You see the victim, the way the victim looks, you hear the way they talk, you see the stabby, or the stabber, I mean, the person that committed the crime, and it almost seems like drug deal went bad or something like that. Like, she delivered pizza, but maybe they knew each other, and so she threw her some crack, and then she got home and realized it was Dove soap all chipped up in the bag, and so she told her boyfriend, who was a crack addict, and they were like, fuck that, we're going to the hotel, and we're going to do something about this because they ripped us off, whatever. Like, that sounds more like it. Like, that sounds more like what, you would expect from this kind of situation. The whole $2 tip thing, I think that's an excuse. Zero was totally over drugs. Yeah, see, it feels like it. I mean, I could be wrong, but it feels like it. Sure crazy, it's bird flu from the turkey. No, it's not the damn bird flu. Hooligans Island, you don't tip, you wind up in the toppings. Yeah. It's Mafia Pizzeria. They're like, they only gave you a $2 tip? Handed her a knife. They were like, you know what to do. Like, I don't think that's what happened, but you never know. You never know. People are crazy. Too old to care. Slice and dice pizza delivery. That is something. Mr. B New, happy freedom to you. Garbage people are everywhere. You're not wrong. Paul, stabby. Happy freedom, Paul. Stoner, 13 times, yes, but 14, never. I think it was actually 16 times, but either way, I never had to do that. What's up, Rappy? Happy freedom. Yeah, it is weird. Non-woke, I make my own pizza. People are nuts. Homemade pizza is always the best. Gio, they broke in to steal their drugs. See, that's exactly what it sounds like to me. Cricket Kiss, crappy dive motel? Yeah, something's up. Mary Todd, this is so weird. It is. We're all on the same page here. We're like a group of investigators at this point. People can hire us to figure out who's lying and why. Stoner, they deserve free pizza for life. They deserve something, I would think. They probably could sue the pizza shop because it is their employee, especially if they were on the clock. I mean, I don't know. That's a rough one. Tree herder, it's supposed to be by the slice, not by the stab. They need retraining. What's up, Joe Lexi? Happy freedom to you. Pumpkin, she doesn't look sorry. No, she doesn't look sorry at all. Puff and stuff. She gave her $50 for a $30 plus bill and wanted change. Driver said no chance. So she looked and found enough cash to pay with a $2 tip. So they came back later. I don't know. That still doesn't sound like enough to make someone mad. I mean, I've delivered pizza to weddings where I had to make 5 trips, 6 trips into the building because I got so many stacks of pizzas and then get a check for the exact amount. No tip. 50 cents from the store for making the trip 40 miles or whatever. And even then, just was never like, all right, guys, throw the pizza bag down. Just start hurting people. Never wanted to do that. Proud American, that's a high-end hotel. Yeah. Tree order, that's twice per slice. You hooligans are cracking me up. Stoner, I actually just ordered a pizza. Well, you be careful, Stoner. You're going to have to answer the door with a gun. Just let them know. Establish dominance up front. You don't want them coming back. Pumpkin, they didn't work very hard on their story they told the cops. Yeah, that's what I think too. Sure crazy. Well, I'm gonna order a stab of pizza. Yeah, see, I got pizza yesterday. I'm all good on that. Zero, I hope there's a follow-up story and the rest of the story. Yeah, Zero, hopefully there is a follow-up story, but usually with these kind of stories there isn't, but we'll see. Hair Juicer, Tony's Pizza. If you're not satisfied, we'll fuck you up. Yeah, Hair Juicer. That's why they don't let hooligans run pizza places. That's why right there. What's up, Find It, Fix It? Happy Freedom. It's Biden's fault. That's right. We're going to blame Biden. Biden did it. What's up, Travel Crew? Happy Freedom. Merry Christmas to you. What's up, Devin? Happy Freedom to you. 300 staple pizza. Man. She's probably getting all the painkillers she can handle right now. They're like, man, you got a high tolerance. She's like, yeah. Holy. Sean, was it also possible, or was it possibly, why can't I talk? Was it possibly also a full moon? It might have been, Sean. You never know. Devin. Crackhead's Pizza. Yeah, that's exactly what it sounds like. What's up, Freebird? Happy Freedom. Freebird, the boyfriend set it up. How did he end up in the bathroom? Shake my head. You think the boyfriend was in on it? He like set up his girlfriend to get attacked or maybe robbed? What's up, Renee? Happy Freedom. Renee, she said that her daughter had to see all that, but you have her in a hotel ordering pizza with a boyfriend that knocked you up. Okay. Yeah, at their staycation. At a hotel that probably don't even cost $40 a night. Hooligans Island, no anchovies. Nah, no anchovies. There was an extra stabbing with it, though. Kevin Seamus, I still got that DiGiorno Thanksgiving pizza in the freezer. What is a Thanksgiving pizza? I was getting the DiGiorno stuffed crust pizzas. They're all right, but they're too expensive. Sure crazy. I will eat anything but turkey today. If she's cute enough. Too old to care. No delivery out here in the boonies. I'm safe. Yeah, stay safe out there, too old to care. People are getting crazier by the day. Pumpkin, I'm too far from civilization for delivery. That's funny. Away from civilization is the safest way to be. Stoner, Kroger stuffed crust barbecue pizza is fire. It sounds like it. I don't know where a Kroger is. There's got to be a Kroger near me. Now I got to go on a mission because that pizza sounds fantastic. Rich, my favorite delivery was the local strip joint to their changing room. Good tippers. That's awesome, Rich. Yeah, I could see them being good at tipping and all of that. And they're all desensitized, so they're just walking around with the tits out and stuff. Even answer the door like that. It's funny how women are modest until the delivery driver shows up. I can't tell you how many times I showed up and like have a girl like whip her tits out and then be like, will that pay for my pizza? No, it won't, but thank you. So funny. Modest just goes right out the window when they think tits could buy pizza. TPP, Kroger is Fred Meyer. Are the same company anyway. I don't know about the store. Isn't Fred Meyer like Meyer? So maybe that means that I could just go to Meyer and get a badass stuffed crust pizza? Is that what we're saying? Founder of Meyer Hypermarket chain. I've never even heard of Hypermarket. But yeah. Interesting. I did not know that. Sure crazy. I used to drive strippers around. They tip great. I bet they do. They're used to taking tips. They like to give them every once in a while. David, my oldest actually had 2 bums try to jump him for his bike. He's my son though, so he's okay. Well, I'm glad he's okay, David. Yeah, people are shitbags out there. Mary Todd Laura Loomer is posting every 10 minutes. Crazy times on X right now. Well, let me take a gander really quick. Find the Loomer. Won't be that hard. I'm sure I follow her. Laura Loomer. Interesting. I think people are falling for the bait. Let me get this on the screen here. Like in this post, it says, we aren't alienating Elon Musk. We want to have a conversation with him, but he limits the convo by deleting our check marks and by calling trolls and subtards. I'd be happy to have a conversation, but he limited my account. That's a bad faith effort at conversation and debate. And that's in response to End Wokeness, saying, we can debate and have dialogue, but it would be foolish to alienate Elon in the process. Look how that turned out for the left. I feel like they're generating infighting. Like, to suggest that that's... It sounds like they're defending themselves from arguing with each other, but they're not actually arguing with each other. I don't know how to explain it. It's like Inception. I don't know. I'll have to keep an eye on it, see if things get out of hand. I'll play referee. Here, Juicer, I'm not reading that out loud, but that sounds like a good time. Well, hooligans, we're going to get into our fun stuff. Oh, and we got the voice chat in 30 minutes, so everything is working out. Like I said, we got 2 funny videos. This first one's titled Rules of the Road by Elmo. It's coming up next, but first I want to remind you guys, if you would like to support the live to keep us running, you're welcome to use that Linktree link in the description in order to send donations. You can do that by using PayPal, Cash App, Stripe, Locals, Buy Me a Coffee, or you can even send crypto. Let's get this video pulled up really quick here. Hold on a second there. We'll play it full screen. Like I said, this is titled Rules of the Road by Elmo.
Here's a little tip from Elmo. When you're getting on the highway, you need to speed up. Speed up, okay? You can't just sit there going fucking 20 miles an hour and get on a highway that's 75, okay? You're gonna get ran the fuck over.
Well, just saying. Rules of the Road by Elmo. Let's get into the next video here. Let me see which one it is. Oh, I remember. Let me get this pulled up. This one is titled Boop. The look on his face when he gets it. Holy. Well, hooligans, that is all the coffee I had for you guys today. I'm going to grab this Linktree link and post it in all the chats. We're going to read through, see what you hooligans think about today's coffee. And then we got the Pledge of Allegiance coming up next. You imagine having to explain that to the doctor. You get to the hospital and stuff because you can't sit down anymore. And they're like, what happened? Broke his ass. Van or whatever hit the cone. Hit me right in the tailbone. Holy, I bet it felt like shit. Either way, there's the Linktree link where all of my links are listed. So if you would like to make donations, join membership programs, or purchase any merch, really appreciate it. All of your guys' contributions keep us running every day except for Sunday, because we got to have a day to recharge those batteries. Definitely go join Discord is what I'm trying to say. Discord is the place to be. It's where hooligans are keeping the conversation going 24/7. We have 2 news boards to stay up to date with everything going on around the world, and it is the best way to be notified every single time we go live. So definitely go join Discord. If you're feeling real saucy, go join jeffmaclive.com. Over on the website, it is the best way to experience the live. Our live player is ad-free, and our chat has more ability than any other platform. You can post memes and GIFs and custom emojis and all kinds of stuff right there while watching the live. Your membership will also give you access to Hooligans Alley, which is our private social media area. You'll have access to the forums, which is to encourage open discussion. You'll have access to the arcade, which is full of games that adapt to your phone that are a ton of fun. And you'll also have access to our advanced messaging system with the built-in group chats that gives you the ability to text each other, call each other, video call each other, group texting, group calling, group video calling, and more. And like I said, in about 30 minutes, we're going to be heading over to the website to do our weekly voice chat. And if you go get yourself a membership, you'll be able to join us. It is so much fun over on the voice chat, and there's some real free speech over there. I'll tell you that. Man, the stories that we tell and the stuff that we hear is hilarious. So definitely go get yourself a membership so you can join us in the voice chat in about 30 minutes. We're going to read through the chats really quick, and we got the Pledge of Allegiance coming up next. Trickers, you could join us in the voice chat? Hair Juicer, sir, please tell us the truth. He's got to play the video for him. The doctors are all laughing. He's sitting there with a broken tailbone. It's terrible. That's terrible. Alistair, he got cornholed. I mean, something. I'd sue the city. Like, whoever owns the street cones, like, suing the city and just play the video. It was their fault. They left it there. It was used as a weapon against my back door. Mm-hmm. Happy Freedom, Shroomish. I was jumping off the top of a slide, messed up the landing on the side edge part of it, and it fucked up my tailbone. I couldn't sit right for a few weeks. That's rough stuff, Shroomish. I injured my tailbone falling off of a desk when I was young. I was like, I don't know, 10 years old, and I had fallen off a desk backwards and landed on my ass, but I felt like I broke my tailbone. And I remember just like laying on the couch, like light as a feather, stiff as a board style, forever, for like days. I thought my ass was broken. Stoner, about 12% of the population would actually enjoy a traffic cone in the pooper. You're right, Stoner. You're right. These traffic cones are all inclusive. MU, the guy was lucky the car didn't hit him. Yeah, that's true too. AR-16, the shapeshifters are so jealous. They are. They're trying to sit on a cone right now. Hey, thank you for being here. Too old to care. Be safe out there. Hooligans Island, Hooligan Booze. Yeah, we need to produce some. Non-woke Al Gore invented Elmo? What? How do you invent Elmo and then turn around and invent the Bear Man pig? How do you do both? I mean, he invented global warming, so I mean, there's that. Thank you so much, Rich, for the 100 bits over on Twitch. I really appreciate the support. Thank you so much, Rich. TPP, he invented the internet too. I didn't realize. Hooligans Island, no tipping chip clips. Gotta bring back the chip clips. I can't believe I made it through Christmas and didn't receive chip clips. Shocked. I am shocked. Devin, he was bum rushed. He was. He liked it a little bit. He showed us his O face. Hey, thank you for being here, Sean. Be safe out there. Agent O, he got coned. Mm-hmm. Hair Juicer, you broke your tailbone? I want to ask you how, but I understand if you can't tell me right now. After hearing all of your stories that you've told us so far, Hair Juicer, we can wait till voice chat if you need. I don't need you to type a whole book. I understand. I understand. David, what would a fart sound like through a cone? Would it even be possible? I am not sure, David. I am not the fart expert. I'm not really a gynecologist. I just play one on TV. Well, hooligans, it's that time once again. Please join me for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, we did the thing. Let's get these beats rolling. We're going to read through one last time, and then we will be wrapping this up. But we'll be live again tomorrow, 1 p.m. Eastern Time, for the very next Coffee with Hooligans. And today's Friday, so that means tomorrow's Free Speech Saturday. There will not be Twitch. We will not be live on YouTube. Use the Linktree link in the description so you can find us over on Kick, Rumble, jeffmaclive.com, or X, because that is the only places we go live on Free Speech Saturday. It's not my fault. It's because those other platforms, Twitch and YouTube, have crazy community guidelines and they spend too much effort trying to shit on us. So, Free Speech Saturday, we ain't got time for the censorship. So make sure you find us, like I said, over on Kick, Rumble, jeffmaclive.com, or X for tomorrow's Free Speech Saturday. I'll remind you here, Juicer. Alistair, I sent all the hooligans chip clips, the snowman image with the H badge. That's badass, Alistair. Everyone's going to be posting how many chip clips they got. Got to blur the images. Chur Crazy, oh shit, happy Friday. The week was a blur. I agree, Chur Crazy. It's always like that when we got holidays. Thank you for being here, AR16. Pumpkin, bye, Klaus, wherever you are. I know, I can't believe he didn't show up. I'm going to force him tomorrow. I'm going to just be holding him against his will. You can't. He's a whole panther. That's Big Klaus Panther. Wayward, I thought it was Sunday. I thought yesterday was Sunday, and it was making me late for everything. Stoner, Klaus is back there with the chip clips. Yeah, I just didn't want to say anything, embarrass you guys, you know. I know some of you guys are only 2 or 3 chip clips. You know, I didn't want them to create any shame or anything like that. What's up, Kirk Allen? Happy freedom to you. Rich, I broke my back throwing up 3 days after my back surgery. Had to go back 3 months later, and they didn't think I broke it. Holy, Rich. That sounds awful. How do you break your back throwing up? I have questions. I have questions. Hooligans Island, don't forget the countdown clock. What do you want me to? What are you saying? We got it. It's right there. That's what this is. That's the countdown clock. Unless you're talking about something else. Sure, Chris, I'm giving out turkey. Any takers? I'm trying to think. So many funny things come to mind. Slinging that turkey, are you crazy? How much is it going for? Do they come in eighths, or how you measure it? I need about a half ounce of that turkey you got there. MU, Klaus playing with his new Christmas toys. He loves his Christmas toys. He's been going ham. You would think that I'm oppressing him or something like that. Puffin Stuff, is that until midnight or noon swearing in time? It's until midnight. Midnight of the 20th. Oh, I see what you're saying, Rich. Holy, that's crazy. As if it's not bad enough to be throwing up, but then hurt your back in the same motion. It's rough. Oh, Hooligans Island, you missed it? Oh, yeah, we put the clock on there. Yes, we got the clock on there. Counting down to Inauguration Day. The Marquis now introducing Chip Clip Dip. What is it made out of? It's got to be warm, I know that. Yeah, Hooligans Island. There's a lot of people asking for the countdown thing, so I try to make it happen. I'd have it on this screen, but it takes up too much space. Maybe I'll put it right here. Maybe tomorrow we'll have the countdown timer on the full screen here. Captain Seamus, it comes in fifths. Nice. All right, it looks like we're good to go. I appreciate all of you hooligans being here. Like I said, tomorrow is Free Speech Saturday, so be prepared to watch somewhere other than YouTube or Twitch, because we ain't got time for those kind of community guidelines. Definitely have yourself a fantastic night and be safe out there. I know it's Friday. Some of you hooligans like to be festive on Fridays, so be safe, but make sure you have lots of fun. Come join us in the voice chat in about 20 minutes. Get yourself a membership for jeffmaclive.com and come laugh it up with us. I think that's it. I think that's everything. You hooligans, make sure you have a good night. Huge shout out to everyone that made donations, joined the membership programs, or purchased any merch. I really appreciate all of you hooligans, and I wouldn't be able to do any of this if it wasn't for you. So thank you so much for all your support, and I'll see you on the next live. Until then, stand tall, shine bright, and that's a wrap.